Hey, it's Jay Hullist here. How you doing, YouTube? I'm trying to figure out all of this commotion and protesting and all that for one man. I mean, seriously, come on. How much power are we going to give to one man? Well, you got a lot of the Democrats to thank for that. Even Bush. Heck, it goes back to Abraham Lincoln. Bush Jr. Holy cow. Homeland Security gave the president so much power. Obama, heck, he didn't want to give any of that up. He was like, hey, let's get more power. And he did it through the bureaucracies, all those government agencies. All these people are just so upset. Oh my goodness. How could Hillary not have won? She won the popular vote, except that if you take out all the illegals, yes, illegal aliens, I'm not saying kick them out and deport them, but heck, the law says you can't vote. What are you voting for? Poorly cleaned up voting registration records. That's really the problem, though, is that you've got one person in a particular position that's got way too much power, and everybody's upset about it now. As much power as they have, they still are not the most powerful person in the world. There are people in the Republican Party who pull a lot of weight. Okay, Speaker of the House is the one who sets the agenda. They're the one that decides what gets voted on, what gets heard, what gets to the floor. All the president can do is make recommendations and lobby. The real problem is that we have too few people with too much power. It makes it much harder for them to represent individual and protect the rights of the individual. Why the president has all the power he has through all these bureaucracies that were created by Congress. I mean, if you really want to look at who's responsible for all that, it's Congress. Again, who has the most power in this country? It's Congress. A lot of people say we have an oligarchy because, actually it's all these corporations that are in control. All these rich people that are in control. But anyway, all you protesters out there, protesting as one man, what you really need to be doing is working with your congressman, making sure your congressman is doing what they should be doing their job, representing you. Our country has become so polarized, and honestly I think that was by design. I believe that there are people, especially on the Democratic side, even some on the Republican side, that wanted that. They wanted that polarization because it enables them to create a unstable environment that will allow them to change, fundamentally change the United States. Does that sound familiar? Fundamentally change America. We can talk about how we became polarized as a nation, and I could get into some more religious type explanations of that, talk about it from a religious perspective, how we've had spiritual warfare and all that kind of stuff going on since the world was created. But I know a lot of you out there will be like, what the heck do you think you're talking about? You're such an idiot, you're so stupid, religion is dumb. And I feel sorry for you guys if that's the way you feel. I really do. I wish I could help you see things in a more spiritual perspective. I'll try to refrain from that and stick to the real, more concrete, physical evidence that we can see. George Soros has funded a lot of these protesters. The guy is amoral. He says, oh, well, I do all these nice things for people. You know what? He's doing it for his own benefit. Just like the Rockefeller Foundation went and supported all these great, wonderful, charitable things. But if you really look at how they did it and why they did it, you'll see, just like George Soros, they're doing it for their own benefit. They're doing it to buy influence and favors with these amoral type people that have just all the money that you could ever possibly spend in a lifetime. Now that we're talking about all the money in the world, you got people on one side who say, hey, rich people, they help the economy, they help build, things, and there's truth to that. There is some truth to that, just like there was some truth to the Reagan trickle-down theory. The problem is greed, and it's a normal part of human nature to be greedy. You can't pretend like it doesn't exist. It's not every rich person. There are some good rich people out there that do a lot of good with their money, but money is the root of all evil. It says there, the love of money is the root of all evil. Man loved his money so much he was not willing to give it away to follow Jesus. He was a good man. Loved his money more than he loved God. And we have that today, with greed. The haves just look so unfair to the have-nots. The reality is, in America, if you have an average job, an average income, which is about $58,000, $60,000 a year, you have a decent home, compared to the rest of the world, you are the 1%. For recently graduated kids who have no jobs, well, let me tell you what's going on there. We have put such a huge emphasis on college education. It doesn't matter what kind of degree you get. You just need a degree. Get a degree, get a degree, get a degree. Now, there's not enough jobs for that kind of education. It's just ridiculous to think I need a living wage flipping burgers or scooping ice cream. That will never be the way any kind of sustainable economy will ever work. So you're out there protesting because Donald Trump's a billionaire and just won the election and you can't find a job. And George Soros comes along to pay you all this money to go protest. Wow, you found a job. What we really need in America today, and Dirty Jobs guy, he has got it down packed. Not enough emphasis on the millions of skilled worker jobs that vocational schools and community colleges and technical schools will teach these people for far less than what they spent on their university degrees. I mean, we need those kind of jobs. We're missing those kind of jobs. I mean, you can say, but those were all exported to China because of their cheap labor and blah, blah, blah. There's an estimated 2 million job vacancies for those kind of skilled labor. If all these college students that were out of work become entrepreneurs to fill in these gaps, we would have so many new small businesses. We would have a huge booming economy. Wait for the government to fix it for you? It'll never happen. I promise you. People have been trying to get the government to fix problems for centuries. Centuries. It doesn't happen. It's the individual, it's the people that actually make the change happen, that actually go out and do something for themselves and make the world a better place. Peace out.